You already know we got that. Today we are going to be taking 3 cars from the big Euro manufacturers, 1 car from Audi, 1 car from BMW, and 1 car from Mercedes, and seeing which car comes out on top in Forza Horizon. We are going to be starting out with customization on these cars. Not much to talk about because Forza customization is trash.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it.
We're going to be starting out with customization. Looking at the customization of these cars, I'm definitely going to start this off on a sour note. In last out of these 3 cars, I have the Audi R8.
What did you just say?
Now, no, I don't hate the Audi R8, nor do I hate the look of the Audi R8. To be quite honest, if you could rear bumper delete, that would be number 1. In Forza, this doesn't exist, so I can't put it at number 1. In fact, the Audi R8 V10 in this game that you buy from the auto show actually has 0 customization. Well, actually, that's a lie. You got the Forza front splitter, fire, said no one. And then we got the Forza wing, also trash. Like, come on, give a rear bumper delete to the R8 and Huracan. Even games like Grand Theft Auto 5 have this customization to it, which is so cool. But how does a game that the sole purpose is to run around, goof off with your friends, and blow each other up, have this feature and a ton more customization to their wannabe R8 compared to the R8 in this game? Oh, wait, might get a little bit of hate on this one, but I put the BMW G80 at number 1. Honestly, when this car first released, and I was not a fan. I low-key thought this thing looked pretty ugly, and I was kind of a hater. I was actually a really big hater, and I used to always prefer the F82, but now I'm a G80 lover, I'm not gonna lie. I think G80s look absolutely awesome. That on top of their performance, it looks absolutely stunning. Now granted, it's no CarX customization or Need for Speed customization, but you can add little accents, little carbon fiber accents to the car, make it a little bit more spicy.
What do you mean by that?
That being said, I put the C63 Mercedes at number 2 and gave that the 2 points solely because, I mean, the wide body kit on that car is probably one of the best in the game. Going into our next category, we have grip racing. Super excited to grip race 3 Euro cars. It's not like last time when I was trying to grip race the Hellcat. One that definitely stood out as the worst grip racing car is the BMW M4 G80. It is the worst out here. Now, like I said, it is definitely nowhere near as bad as the Mustang or the Hellcat. But the G82, I ran through the first race and I got first place. And I was like, wow, it was the first car I raced. So I was like, this is a way better experience than the Camaro and the other cars that I've raced before. Then I couldn't get first place for the next 7 races that I raced. The car just couldn't grip. The semi-slicks on the car just weren't doing it, or something was a little off. It needs like a little bit of tuning. I didn't take that extra little time to tune the car. So it just always slipped out and didn't want to hold its line, and it was just all over the place, and I just didn't really like it because it was hard to not slide into other cars and tap them, and I just didn't really like it as much as the other 2 on this list. I feel like that this car has a lot of potential. If you know how to tune, you could probably take a little bit of time and figure out the tuning for the G82 and get an absolute screamer of a grip racing car. But I just was like, I'm going off of optimal tuning and optimal racing for the category amongst all cars. The 2 top of this category were the C63 and the R8. Now this was tough. I really liked both of these cars. The C63 was an absolute screamer of a car, and same with the R8. Now, I do have to say, I did prefer the C63 a little bit over the R8. The C63 I liked a little bit more was because of the fact that it was a little bit dialed back. And it could be the fact that it is rear-wheel drive and not all-wheel drive. The R8 is all-wheel drive, so it was incredibly fast. The R8 did have a better time, a better launch, better everything in that sense. I felt like because it was so fast and it felt like a rocket, it would start to slip off the track and walk, and I just didn't really like that. Where if I was driving the Mercedes, it was a lot more responsive, and I felt like I was prime Lewis Hamilton when I was driving this car. I was like, it's way easier to control. I like that the control on the C63 is absolutely amazing. I never really... Now on to drift. Probably my favorite category in this entire video because
we do not care.
One of these cars was absolutely crazy to the point where I think it might be on my favorite cars to drift in this game, and that is the C63 Mercedes Benz. Holy, I put the most basic tune, basic parts, basic everything. This thing drifted absolutely insanely. Clutch kick and you're gone. You're drifting for the whole time. You get 360 entry into corners. You get 360 entry into bends. Oh my gosh, it was so crisp. The drifting on this was so crisp. I could drift this car for days. Now, don't get me wrong, the G82 M4 was also an amazing car to drift. It felt great, it gripped, but I do want to say it took a little bit more tuning. I had to dial back the braking a little bit because I felt like every time I used the brake, not the e-brake, but the regular brake, it was like the car would slow down so significantly. I kind of had to like clutch kick to get back up to speed. I would say that the G82 is a second. I'm sad that it is a second because I really thought that the G82 was number one. The fact that I can just put a basic tune of basic parts onto the C63 and just get what I need out of it is just insane, and I can't not put that at number one. Last spot on this list, it's gotta be the R8, and I'm sorry R8 lovers, I had to put the R8 at number last. It's an all-wheel drive car. Like I said, I'm not changing the drivetrains. Supercar R8 shouldn't be drifting in the first place. I'm sure if you rear-wheel drive swap it, you can get it to drift. It probably drifts pretty good actually, especially because of the power that it makes. But if you really want to, send in the Discord you tandeming with your friends in an R8. And if you have that, like Now we on to the drag pick, the favorites for the American cars. I used a runway strip for this and just based it off of times, how fast they can go from one end to the other, and two of them were really close. One of them was very far off. The far off coming in last is the G82 M4, which is kind of saddening. I really do like the G82 M4. I feel like everybody talks about downpipes and tune, and then that's it, and that's all you need for this car, and you make it like 900.
Cap.
But it's not like that, I guess, not like us. Then the C63 and the R8 were very, very close. They were very close in times. So close to, I actually wrote down the times that these cars made it, and I actually had to go back and check again because I was a digit off. So it was definitely a very close race. The Audi R8 sprung out a 1 minute 33.4 second, and the C63 brought out a 1 minute and 33.6 second. So the R8 was a little bit faster. The R8 got 3 points, the C63 got 2 points, and the G80 got the 1 point. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I mean, this is the final of what happened. We got the C63 coming in first with 10 points across the board. The G80 and the R8 completely tying at 7 points. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what other cars you would like to see in the future. But see ya. Peace.